Yellow!
Hey bud, what's up?
Oh, just getting going here.
Place a disaster?
Oh yeah, big time, bud.
Let's make this happen.
Sounds good.
I'll be up front. Bye.
Let's go to the McDons house. Let's go to the McDons. Let's go to the McDons house and play some songs. Let's go to the McDons house. Let's go to the McDons. Let's go to the McDons house and play some songs.
Thanks, everybody.
It's Ryan's spot of the week.
Hey, so this week I'm changing gears. I want to talk about pet peeves. And I mean, everybody's got one or two or 100. You know, they're out there, little things that are friggin' pissing you off. Today I want to touch on a couple of mine. So maybe the grammar gets you going. You know, misuse of the apostrophe, misuse of a word, maybe the pronunciation of a word, like nuclear weapons, 9/11 terrorists, weapons of mass destruction. What about the double negatives? I don't want none. Guess what? Now you're getting some because you're a friggin' idiot. What about stupid license plates? Or people who have big sticker decals in the back window of their vehicle, of their name, or something even more retarded.
Wonder what that guy's name is. I have no idea.
What about people who ask questions during movies? There's a bunch of them out there. Listen, I haven't seen the movie either. It just came out. I don't know why John Rambo is crying and freaking out. If you just shut up for a second, we'll probably both figure that out. What about people who leave farts in elevators, then take off? I come in, everyone thinks it was me. Probably was me. The toilet seat. I'm not complaining about the toilet seat being left up. I'm complaining about the women who are saying, stop leaving the toilet seat up. Would you rather us just to pee all over the seat? Because we will. Some of us are gonna do it by mistake. Some of us are gonna do it on purpose. Just quit your bitching already. What about the girls with the duck lips and the photos? Millions of those around pissing people off. What about shitty parkers? I mean, sometimes you get the guy who's taking up 1 1/4 of a space because some dick parked shitty before him or next to him and he had to park that way, so it's not his fault. But then you get people that are just complete idiots parking like morons. How about unnecessary movie sequels? I love Highlander. All the movies, the TV show, the friggin' song that was done by Queen, it's all mint. But when the original movie was so good, you get Connor McLeod, who's the only Highlander left in the world. You know, in the end there can be only one. But for some reason, they make part 2, even though part 1, he was the last guy alive. So it just basically means that none of part 1 really mattered. How about athletes that point to the sky after they score? Almost like Jesus or baby Jesus made the assist on that goal from a cloud up in the sky. Maybe you hate guys or can't stand guys that just wear wife beaters in public. Then you get the fast food pet peeves. I mean, you get the wrong coffee, you ask for lots of ketchup and they only give like 1 or 2 packets, and you specified lots of ketchup. You ask for extra cheese on your nachos with no chili, extra cheese. You get charged for it. There's not much damn cheese on there, I'll tell you that right now.
Could I get nachos with only cheese, extra cheese instead of the fry?
Instead of fries, you want chili cheese nacho?
That's correct.
And only with cheese?
Only cheese, extra cheese.
Anything else?
No, just extra cheese on that, yeah.
Okay, and is that everything?
That's it.
$15.94 in the first window.
Here we go, extra cheese. Yep, that's extra cheese, all right. It's covering about 1/16 of the nachos. I friggin' hate it when you hit a shitload of red lights, I'll tell you that much. What about continuity errors? I mean, there's no way you would notice the continuity, right? Or maybe you do, and you get really pissed. I friggin' hate it when the dryer shrinks your favorite shirt, turns it into a godforsaken belly top. What about people letting their dogs take a dump on your front lawn, and then they don't clean it up with the poopy bag? Or better yet, what about random dudes taking a dump on your lawn when they're super drunk? Hey, not on my lawn, buddy. Not on my lawn. How about city workers? Don't you love the fact our tax dollars paying them to stand around and smoke cigarettes? Moving on, there's no excuse for most of these pet peeves. I mean, people do different things and some people get annoyed by it, but just remember that if you're tailgating me to the point where there's like 2 inches between us, I'm gonna slam on my friggin' brakes for no reason, like so many other idiots out there on the highway that are slamming on their brakes. So if you smash into me from behind, just remember, it's 100% your fault, and I'm gonna probably claim whiplash. Whip it good.
It's Ryan's Spot Up
Last but not least, a special introduction goes out to one of the purveyors, one of the founders of progressive rock music. From London, England, would you please welcome Mr. Robert Fripp? The Rocker!
Mark's made a list of the best albums in the history of the human being. Records we all should talk about. An album we could all listen to this week.
Hello, I'm Father Tom. All right, we got right back at you. If you remember the last episode, we were doing the Electric Prunes, which was number 25. Well, this is number 26, the 26th best album in the history of the human being. Right at you with the Electric Prunes, and what a difference a year makes. Because the last album we talked about was the first album, which came out January '67, and they sound pretty hashed out, and it's a groovy album that's grooving into the nighttime. But what happened? That by the end of the year, they would put out a religious album sung in Latin. I almost thought that, did they just do too much acid that year and they saw too much and this is their way to repent and, you know, rise above the sins of rock and roll? But no, it's not quite that simple. So let's try to say the story of the third Electric Prunes album called Mass in F minor. In the last episode, I talked about the Electric Prunes, and I just want to make sure I didn't make a mistake. I referred to the last album not having a song in the top 100. I might have made it sound like they never had no songs that were in the top 100. So I just want to get that corrected before we continue anymore. Because the Electric Prunes definitely do have a song in the top 100. Just not off their first album, or unfortunately off this album either. But this album, so let me think. The Electric Prunes' first album was January 1967. Their second album was probably, I don't know, May or June '67. So it's the fall of 1967. They've got an announcement that they've got a British and European tour coming up. They're getting excited about this. They also got some new songs that they're writing. So everything seems cool. But about a week before they're supposed to leave on their European tour, maybe a little bit more, but it was very close. Reprise, or their manager, or someone from Reprise Records said that you've got to do this album. We have this idea. We've signed this guy named David Axelrod. He's an avant-garde instrumental composer, and we want you to be his band for this project he's made. Which kind of went against what the Electric Prunes were intending, because they had songs written for the third album already. So that put a halt to that, and they go into the studio and they make this album of ancient religious mass music set to almost a Gregorian theme with French horns. So, while I get distracted, I can say they went into this project not really knowing, because they had never heard the music before, so they had to learn it and also perform it. And they only had literally days to do this. I would suspect, and by the interviews I've heard of the Electric Prunes, that they were kind of perturbed by this. It wasn't really going according to the plan. This is the label said that they own the band and they have to do this. So they did it, and I know that that James the singer and Quint the drummer, I think, are on every single song on this album. The whole band is on every song on side one. But they were having a bit of trouble considering the time restraints and they had to get going on tour soon. It's possible that on side two, David Axelrod plays a bit of guitar, as well as maybe a member or two from a Vancouver band called the Collectors. Anyway, they complete it, they jump on the plane to go to their tour, and they're being interviewed in England about what are their upcoming plans, and they tell about how they're going to write some new songs and go into the studios when they get back home from the tour. But they said, oh, by the way, we just made a religious album that has French horns that's sung entirely in Latin. So that was it. It's really, really strange. It's a hard album to kind of, because this, you know, the Electric Prunes were kind of like a psychedelic garage band. And this is the third album that freaked out everyone, including them, not to mention their fans. So I kind of came into it right, because I came into the Electric Prunes with the first and second album, and then I got this album for Christmas. So imagine listening to this album on Christmas Day, if you've ever heard it before. And you'll see what I mean. So yeah, out of all the psychedelic that American music brought forth in 66, 67, 68, this is one of the weirdest ones indeed. And so there you go, a Christian religious Gregorian Latin sung album by a psychedelic band, my favorite psychedelic band, my favorite 60s band. So I very am aloof because I do not know how to talk about this album, but I love this album, and this album is the 26th best album in the history of the human being. And we're at a special place right here because we are at McDons House. We had to make this almost spiritual and religious, so there we go. Is there anything else to be said? Maybe not, just a prayer for the Mass in F minor by the Electric Prunes.
Mark's made a list of the best albums in the history of the human being. Records we all should talk about. An album we could all listen to this week. Let's go to the McDons house. Let's go to the McDons. Let's go to the McDons house and play some songs.
Thanks, everybody.